they'll say, if you find a suitcase full of 10 million naira, what would you do? If you check, a large percentage of people will say they'll take the money and run away. You understand? Even with the way we pray, we don't pray like we are a people. We are very individualized. What do I mean? You hear somebody say, God took his time to create me. So was he rushing creating the next person? I don't know if you understand what I mean.
I get.
We are very individualized. We don't see ourselves as a collective. And when we don't, it's really difficult to work together as a people. And we are used to throwing away the baby with the bathwater. We are not... yes, Nigeria is not even a cup half full. It's probably almost empty. If you are looking at it the way... If you are comparing maybe Western countries to us. But at the same time, there's still a lot to be done. The leaders are a lagging representation of the people. Yes, you say the leaders are the ones that are supposed to push top down, but your governor, your president, your local government chairman is not in every room. And so many decisions are made every day that gets us to where we are. You go to a school and the principal is misbehaving, the teacher is using the little power he has over 17 students to be oppressing them. You go to the hospital, the nurse is, when you ask the nurse, why are you like this? You'll be like, it's because
especially in government,
so
parastatals and all.
Everybody is angry because everybody is angry. And we all have to, try to be optimistic and work within the little, power we have to fix things. I remember when I was in school, there were only a few lecturers that actually, cared about the students. Do you understand? The rest were just angry, maybe because the salary was bad, the country was bad. Yes, it's true, but it's bad for everybody, at least for most people, a general amount of people. But you go out of your way to actually, push for, inspire the next person too. And like that, we begin to build something, at the grassroots, and gradually it will make it to the top. If a politician wants to steal, he cannot steal alone. He will need the assistance
of some people.
If he doesn't find anybody to assist him in that thing, he will probably not be able to do it. You understand? You understand? So the general idea behind us being angry about this country is usually because we don't have access to that
luxury.
Yes. My friend will call it pomo, pain of missing out. You are not there to enjoy the corruption. That's why you are pained. But if tables were turned and it was you that was actually in the space, all you just say is God. You'll be giving testimony that God has.
Where is this mentality coming from as a Nigerian? Like you said, you go to the airport and then there's this right behavior that you are exhibiting. Is this will I call it an international behavior that you're exhibiting? But when you go to other places, market and all, there's this ras and the kind of thing you tend to exhibit in general.
Accountability. I think that is the major thing. A lot of us do these things because we are sure we can get away with it. Corruption is retail. Over there, corruption is wholesale. You need money in order to access corruption, as in a boatload of money. But here, with 10,000 naira, you can get, corruption. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Now, if accountability was in our own case, it would be a lot different. For example, a vendor misbehaves or he sells a bad product and this and that, and somebody comes out to call the person out. A majority of people would say, why are you spoiling the person's business? And it's only a minority that will say, this is the right thing. You are saving the next person from this problem. And that is the general thing. It comes from survivorship. You have cases where you are in a train and some people just jump on the train for whatever reason and they didn't pay. And the conductor is trying to get them off. And people are begging that, please now, don't let her. But she didn't pay, he didn't pay. If we are not accountable today, we can't be accountable tomorrow. So we need to all decide that in the position you are, don't allow corruption to thrive. It might not be easy.
But we know corruption is actually is the talk of the day,
Yes.
especially in Nigeria.
It's not easy. Nothing good comes easy. You have to always choose between what is right and what is easy. And in every decision you make, minor as it is, it will go a long way. Because if as a collective of employees, maybe they want to, for example, cut your salaries, usually you won't take a line down because you'll be like, this is affecting our way of life. That's the same way corruption is. It's just that the result is not instant. It's like the example where they said, if they tell you to press a button, you'll make 1 million naira, but 300 people will die somewhere else. That's the dilemma of most people in positions of power. Little power, not even just big. So when
talking about power, former Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amaechi, in 2013 said that we leaders, the leaders steal because Nigerians don't stone them. That's in respect to what you are saying. So how do you approach the change?
It comes from below, it comes from above. This is a chicken and egg situation. If you remember Dora Akinlele, God rest her soul, she put a lot of work into making sure that in her own jurisdiction, things were done properly. And it probably was difficult initially, but at the point where she was able to inspire the people around her, they were able to do the right thing even in her absence. That is a top-down approach. There's also the approach of the collective. As I mentioned, it's not easy. Let's not try to sugarcoat it. But if in your little position, a nurse, a doctor, a road safety official, LASMA, you are not out there setting traps for people to maybe run a red light that they did not see or a BRT lane that was not marked. You understand? You are not trying to run a racket at every opportunity you have or turn a blind eye where you are supposed to do your job. If all that is in place and accountability becomes something that we take seriously, then we can begin to move forward. If we are able to inspire the generation before us, because a lot of us are lost causes, because our mind has already been wired in a different way. But if you're able to get the ones coming from below to stop seeing fraud as the next thing, or thinking that it is normal to be a multi-millionaire at 20, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I get you. You're talking about mind. And like I said, according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, it said mind is that part of a person that thinks, reasons, feels, and remembers. He also said that mind is one of the things that differentiates me from you from others. And also the basis of this is that your mindset is different from the mind. And also a mind is different from others. The mind is an accommodator and housing one's integrity, personality, manners, perception, and other traits which defines one's disposition and definition of everything around and within us. You still made mention of mind, but there's this not just a Nigerian mentality, also an African mentality. We're talking about Nigerians and the state of mind. How do we address the state of minds of Nigerians in a positive direction in every areas, of our endeavors, especially those the civil servants, the public servants, and even probably private people that are, businesses and all. Because you are a businessman, you're also a contractor, I would call it, estate contractor and all of this. You in your own field, how do you address this positive state of mind to Nigerians, to the people that you work with there?
Quite straightforward. There are policies we have in place to make sure that we are fair. I'm a big believer of justice before kindness. So if I catch you stealing,